Welcome back, everyone, to episode 127 of the Popcorn Podcast. I'm Tommy Crusto, alongside me, my co-host, Ryan Ferran, and today we're here to talk about some of this week's past news, and we're also going to be reviewing, I was about to say Guy Ritchie's, Matthew Vaughn's newest film, Argylle. But before we get into that, Ryan, how was your week?
I burped, sorry. Not bad. Not too bad. Keeping up with schoolwork. It's always a hassle. Full-time student. No breaks. I didn't sleep much last night. I'm very, very, very tired. So this is gonna be a long one. This is gonna be a tough one. But we're gonna pull through. It's the power of friendship.
Shut the fuck
Fucking
up.
idiot.
Well, going off of that, we have an outline for this episode. We went a little bit more professional.
Yeah, you sent me a fucking. It was an Apple Notes screenshot.
It was not Apple Notes. It was Google Docs.
Oh, it was Google Docs?
It was Google Docs.
Yeah, you couldn't email it. You just took a screenshot, sent
I
it to
didn't
me.
feel like it. I'm not gonna lie, a lot of spelling mistakes.
Yeah, that's par for the course with
It's kind
you.
of bothering me at the moment, so I'm gonna get off my grammar.
Who's
Get
gonna-
off my screen?
Who's gonna see it?
Me.
It doesn't matter. Are you gonna?
Yeah. Give me a second.
What's the first topic?
Give me a second.
Let's get to it. Come on.
Well, you can't help it the first time because it's stories.
That it is. It is a story.
It is a story.
Yeah, we're gonna do the Argylle review last, I guess.
Yeah,
We'll do all this stuff first because Tommy's got a whole outline
I do.
ready to go. And first and foremost, he has a story that
I do.
I didn't know about, but
Yeah.
apparently somebody tried to steal
Nate
our
knew about it
podcast.
because Nate was on Xbox with me when it all first started. And I was like, fuck! Okay, so it's not a super long story. So the other day, I normally get an email from one of our representatives at Apple that tells us our analytics for the month. Her name's Giselle.
How we doing?
Great.
Great.
Not as good as we do on Spotify, but great.
All right, still love you guys.
Spotify makes up 90% of our listeners.
Hey, But Spotify.
Hey, Apple Music, though?
Spotify's the first one, right? Apple Music,
Apple
fantastic.
Podcasts.
Apple Podcast, fuck Apple Music. Apple Podcast is fantastic. We love it just as much. Pandora can go fuck itself.
Someone said that on one of our YouTube videos. They're like,
Really?
Pandora's kind of ass. It's like, yeah.
Yeah, fuck Pandora.
So I guess because the numbers don't change very often if we don't do very well on Apple because Spotify is our main channel. But then all of a sudden, my dad and me were talking. He's like, I didn't know you guys stopped posting on Apple Podcast. I was like, what are you talking about? He's like, you haven't posted an episode on Apple Podcasts since November 16th.
Wow.
And I was like, what? And in my head, I'm like, Giselle? Nothing? Because we were still getting listens, so I just didn't even think about it. Because I don't ever actually look. I just get notifications every once in a while. But I guess I wasn't paying attention enough. And I emailed him like, hey, why haven't any of our episodes posted? Like, you haven't posted anything. I was like, what are you talking about? So we're running through some stuff. And she's like, this is the new email for the ownership of the podcast, right? Was not our email. It was thepopcornpodcast@gmail.com. We do not have that.
No.
So for some reason, our podcast entered public domain for 13 minutes after our Hunger Games episode posted. So someone claimed our podcast, made an email, and was trying to make money off Apple Podcasts. But we don't have a deal with Apple Podcasts, so we don't make money.
We don't make money either. Son of a bitch.
Joke's on you. And it ended up being some guy from California who had our podcast. So I had to go through this whole thing without podcast, trying to claim the show, say it was mine. I'm like, how do we know it's yours? I'm like, because my name is on the show. I was like, what else do you want?
No.
And then I had to give a whole password thing about what my account is. But everything's good now. All of our episodes are back on Apple Podcast.
Californian, huh?
Yeah.
I think it was Raiders coming to
Raiders trying to knock us off.
Trying to cut off the
hedges. Maybe it was maybe Malcolm was trying to steal our podcast from him.
Yeah, maybe. Oh man.
Yeah, so I thought that was kind of funny, but it didn't really affect the show. It was I just thought it was funny that I had no idea this whole time.
We get that guy behind bars?
No.
We're pressing charges.
We're not pressing charges.
We're suing
he gave up the email. He didn't activate the account after 2 weeks.
Oh, fair enough.
Because he probably saw
it. He was like, we don't make anything.
He's like, what the hell do I end this for? But it was funny because he didn't try and take any of the other channels. It was just Apple Podcasts.
Just Apple.
For some reason, didn't save that we were the owners of it anymore.
Yeah, it's weird.
Yeah, but
Huh.
whatever. It's all fixed now. I set up like 3 steps that it shows that it's us now if you try and log in.
Perfect.
But yeah, moving on from that, we have just some news from this past week. Starting off with news that just came out as of 2 hours ago that Brad Pitt will be starring Tarantino's next film, The Film Critic.
Ooh.
That's exciting.
So we got, what was it? I forget the, it's like Paul Walter Hauser. Is
Yeah.
that his name? So he's in it. Now Brad Pitt. Missing anybody else? No, I think it's about a girl, but I don't think we've heard who it'll be yet. Because it's about like his favorite film critic or something who's a woman, but
Samuel Jackson,
obviously.
Paul Walter Hauser, and Brad Pitt. So she has not been cast yet.
Yeah.
For some reason I thought she was. Yeah, so I think that's pretty interesting. Last time, as we all know, Brad Pitt was nominated for an Oscar and ended up winning for his role in Tarantino's last film, what I believe is his best film, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
I still think it's overrated.
Yeah,
not bad.
If you want to hear why Ryan thinks it's overrated, go listen to our episode with Amanda Gabrielle, where we ranked the top 10.
That was the
Not
Spider-Man
Amanda
one.
Gabrielle. Debatable Delaney.
Nice.
I'm sorry, Delaney. I've done this twice now. Damn it. Oh, our next bit of news, though. Something Ryan is so excited about.
Is it Madam Web based?
El Muerto is back in development.
Let's fucking go, dude.
Bad Bunny will not be returning to the
Fuck.
role.
God damn. All right.
El Muerto. If you guys don't remember, El Muerto would be part of that spin-off Spider-Man universe without Spider-Man. However, if you ever read the comics, El Muerto is in one singular issue of a Spider-Man comic. He's a wrestler who fights Spider-Man. That's it. I have no idea why this movie's getting made. I don't know why. It was good. We were all happy when it got canceled. No one cared. But it's back in development. So, yes, they are back into the casting process.
I, for one, am super excited. I think he's a character they can really do a lot with. Now, they're not going to do anything with it because they're fucking idiots. But it's going to be terrible.
So bad. Nothing in that universe has been good yet.
No, is it? It's still just Morbius now, right? What else? What am I missing?
Morbius, Venom.
Oh yeah, Venom. That's right. They got Vulture now.
Web.
Is Madam Web going to be a part of that?
She's in that universe.
Well, Madam Web's kind of like her own.
Yeah.
She's not in any. Well, I guess in this movie she's going to be in her universe.
Yeah.
It's so dumb.
Did you hear about that? It's not on the news thing. It's not on the outline, but they originally wanted Andrew Garfield to appear in Madam Web.
Mm-hmm.
But then they realized the movie took place in 2007, so that would make no sense that he would be Spider-Man. But then they were like, oh, let's move to Tom Holland, forgetting again that the movie set in 2007 and they can't use Tom Holland. And then they decided to put it in its own world by itself with no Spider-Man.
Why is it set in 2007?
I don't know. It might actually be 2003.
Why?
Oh no. This movie's going to be so unbelievable. I will say, Sydney Sweeney actually seemed invested in her character.
Yeah, dude, I remember the castings. It was like, oh, Dakota Johnson's on it.
Yeah.
She's a great
Sydney
actress.
Sweeney, I'm excited.
Sydney Sweeney,
she does
great.
look like a character.
Yeah, and then there's I forget her name, but the girl who played Dora is a great she's a really good actress.
That Dora movie was good.
Yeah, it's good cast, but that trailer was so bad, dude.
Everything about the movie looks bad.
What was that quote? It was like, he was with my mom in the Amazon when she was researching spiders before she died.
It's so
So dumb.
poorly paced. It's such a long sentence, but she reads it so fast.
Yeah, what's that? Like a runaway sentence?
Yeah.
Run-on sentence.
A runaway sentence.
I don't know. I can't remember.
Might want to go and catch it.
I'm tired.
Okay, moving on. We have a new casting in the DC universe, and that is Millie Alcock as Supergirl. If you don't remember, I have been petitioning for her to play Supergirl or Spider-Gwen, so I'm happy I got one of the choices right. This is the first time I've ever wanted someone to be a character and it actually happened.
Yeah.
So, I love Millie Alcock. I think she was great in House of the Dragon. I'm very excited to see her take on the role of Supergirl.
Yeah.
And she's getting a solo movie to start off with. It's pretty cool.
It's incredible. I think she's going to do a great job. She was obviously great in House of the Dragon, but I am not going to lie. I think I did want her to be Spider-Gwen more than I wanted her to be Supergirl.
Yeah, but I would rather have a good actress in the DC universe than Marvel, because it'd probably end up being a Sony movie.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Fuck Sony.
No, I mean, I think she's going to do great. We'll see. Again, we'll see. We can't really talk about that stuff yet because we'll just see how Superman Legacy is, and if that obviously is James Gunn doing the Supergirl movie too?
He's producing it.
Okay, then yeah. Well, it doesn't really matter. Probably
He's
have different.
producing all of it.
Yeah, gonna have a different writer, director, whatever. But
They
you know,
already picked the writer and director.
okay,
Forget who it is though.
okay, that's helpful.
Sorry.
Yeah, but we'll see how that universe
Yeah, like we'll
goes.
see how the universe is going.
Yeah.
I think it's gonna be good.
I still have a lot of hope in it.
Whatever.
James Gunn's gonna do a great
Yeah,
job.
I'm
I still have
praying.
faith.
But moving on from that, we have a new horror film coming to Neon and coming to theaters soon. And this is Nicolas Cage's newest film called Long Legs. Do you see these posters?
No,
You
yeah,
should
it was
pull them
called
up.
Long Legs, and I didn't
You
want to
should
look
pull
at
them
it.
up.
I don't want to
There's
look
no
at.
spiders involved, I promise.
Yeah, right.
I swear my life.
It's called Long Legs.
I swear to God. I just want you to pull up the posters.
I'm gonna look
Just
at.
look up Long Legs posters though, because it will make sense when I'm reading because they dropped little synopsises with each poster, but it's
Okay.
only on Instagram. And I know you don't have Instagram on your computer.
I do, but
Do you? Like
Yeah.
set up and everything?
yeah,
Oh, go on
That's fine,
Neon.
man.
Neon's Instagram.
yeah, this is not it.
Yeah, just go on Instagram and go Neon. And
All right, Neon. All right, describe what the movie is. So I'll look this up.
Okay, so Neon, we don't have a lot of information except that Maika Monroe is in it alongside Nicolas Cage, and it's written and directed by Osgood Perkins. It is supposedly a new serial killer movie, and so they dropped 4 very different posters, and they're all very creepy in their own regard. But the first one is a woman sitting down with just natural light peeling through, and she's trying to cut her stomach with what looks like a knife.
Oh yeah, no,
Yeah.
what-
And it
uh,
says Miss Camera, mother, father, priest, axe, 1975. It was a good day for a good girl to be at school. So that's the first one.
oh God, who?
And we move on to another one, which appears to be a nun covered in blood. She's leaning against a car. And this one says, door to door, there she goes. Where she steps, nobody knows except for him.
Where she
He
stops,
knows.
nobody knows
say
except for him.
step.
You know, yep, you said steps.
Stops.
The big steppers.
But again, I thought it's a really cool poster, and I'm really digging the marketing so far. But again, looks really creepy. And after that, they decided to drop one, which looks to be a crime scene where dead bodies are all leaning against each other with a white cloth over their head. And it says the Horn family, former family of 4, mother got it worst. Father said she needed it most. No signs of forced entry. November 14th, 1992.
It was an inside job.
Yeah, and I'm assuming just from this, maybe Nicolas Cage is playing the detective that's solving these murders. Because if you pay attention, they're all different years and different times. And then the final one, to me, is just really eerie. It's not like a very scary poster, but of course, as every other poster says, it says Maika Monroe and Nicolas Cage, Long Legs, written and directed by Oscar Perkins. And it's just a backyard in the snow. And I can't tell. Yeah, it looks like it's a young girl. And it says, the birthday girl, 8 years old. Police report, January 13th, 1974. So lucky to celebrate. So I have no idea anything about this. It's being talked about as a new serial killer thriller.
I mean, there is an about thing on Google.
Oh, there is. Can you read it?
Yeah. So FBI agent Lee Harker is assigned to an unsolved serial killer case that takes an unexpected turn, revealing evidence of the occult. Harker discovers a personal connection to the killer and must stop him before he strikes again.
I'm assuming that's Nicolas Cage's character.
I guess. I don't know. It's directed by Oz Perkins.
Osgood Perkins.
This just says Oz Perkins, but I believe you.
It says on all the posters, Osgood.
I got you.
Yeah.
Fair enough. All right.
So yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I mean, did you watch the trailers and the synopsis? I think in the outline.
No.
Oh, okay. Well, you could watch it right now while I'm talking about it.
No, I just want to watch Perfect Days. I'm gonna watch this trailer.
Okay. Well, there's a new horror movie coming out, and the first trailer was released. It's called In a Violent Nature, and it's following the POV of the killer. And it was a very short trailer, very quick, just a little teaser, but it got me invested. Supposedly, it's super gory, over-the-top slasher, and it's actually like a zombie monster hybrid is what the killer is. But it's from the POV of the killer, which I think is a really cool idea because we don't get to see that side very often. It's always the people who are getting attacked from the killer.
Unless you're Michael Myers' sister. Then it's Michael's POV. And you're like,
No, it's not like
Michael!
first-person POV.
oh,
Like-
dude, that's so boring.
That would be horrible.
The whole movie that would
The whole
suck.
movie right here is
No, what's that movie? Hardcore Henry.
Yeah.
I want to watch that movie.
garbage.
Really? I've heard it's fun.
It's so bad.
I just love the one reason the bus is like, I like your jacket.
Yeah.
And it's just a flamethrower.
Someone was telling that the other day, like,
So
yeah, that's
good.
that's a video from Russia. I'm like, no, it's from a movie.
I used to think it was.
Yeah,
Like,
no,
when that,
it's
I had no
it's a
idea.
movie. It's from Hardcore Henry.
Yeah.
Yeah, he doesn't talk.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, but it gets very like. It would have been cool, like 30 minutes.
Okay.
It's like an hour and 50 minutes.
Yeah, but that's fine. Soap doesn't talk either.
Soap does talk.
In the second game.
Exactly.
Yeah, but
It's
in the
not gonna
first
be a
game.
second Hardcore Henry. No, fuck that movie. Me and Matt Coyle watched that when we were sophomores in high school. That movie was ass.
Oh, that's why. You weren't evolved enough,
Oh
dude.
my god.
You couldn't.
First trailer for Guy Ritchie's new film, The Ministry of Ungentlemanly Warfare, was released. This film stars Henry Cavill, Alan Ritchson, and more. It is based off the book of the same title. And for those who don't know, it is about a private contracted team during World War II that takes down Nazis, but they would use like C4 made out of gum and sticks, and they would make that to blow things up. They used very, as it says, ungentlemanly warfare because they would trick people into walking in the traps that they had set up. They would hide disguises. They very much fought in secret. And yeah, it's a book. Everyone speaks very highly of it. And yeah, the trailer looks awesome. I think Henry Cavill's having an absolute blast while filming this. Alan Ritchson is just a big ass dude with a bow.
Mm-hmm.
And everyone else looks like they're having. It just looks like a really fun movie to be a part of. And who doesn't love people just killing Nazis?
Yeah, it's the best. It's the best time you can have. Yeah, no, it looks fun, and Guy Ritchie's overdue for a good movie. He's, it's usually like 3 bad ones, and then he drops a good one, and you're like, this guy's pretty good.
What?
I haven't seen The Covenant yet, but
The Gentleman was in his last 3.
was it? No, it's not his last 3. The dude drops like 2 movies a year.
Guy Ritchie. Let's pull this up.
The Gentleman was like 2019.
So Gentleman was 2019.
Uh-huh.
Since then, he dropped Operation Fortune. Remember that one? It
Yep.
came and went.
Yep.
That was 2023.
No, it wasn't.
Wrath of Man,
What?
which was Jason Statham.
Yep.
That has a 7.1 on IMDb, a 70 on Rotten Tomatoes.
Okay.
Operation Fortune. Ruse de Guerre has a 6.3 on IMDb with a 51 on Rotten Tomatoes.
I believe you.
The Covenant, which is a banger. And The Gentleman was 2019. So, okay. So he's done, what was that? 5? 4? Yeah. That would be his 5th one. But out of his last 4, 3 of them have been good.
So you say.
I'm going off of.
I don't know, man.
You know what wasn't good that he made? King Arthur.
Yeah.
That movie was ass.
No, he's an extremely hit or miss director. But, this one looks fun.
He's like, what's his name? Edgar Wright. Very much hit or miss.
Yeah. Mostly hit, but Guy Ritchie is,
I love Guy Ritchie. So
hit or mediocre.
Hey! Guy Ritchie is fantastic. He
fine.
knows exactly what he wants to make.
Yeah. That's why he makes fucking 2 movies a year. He just keeps bumping them out.
Moving on to news that I was so annoyed to see is that Chris Rock is set to direct an American remake of Thomas Vinterberg's Oscar-winning film Another Round.
Yeah, is that the Leonardo DiCaprio one? That's been in the
Leo
works
was
for like
originally going to produce it.
he was going to produce and star.
Yeah,
right?
I don't know if he's still part of it because they announced it like the week after the Oscars. When that was.
Yeah.
I don't know if they're still doing that though.
Okay.
But I know Chris Rock's directing it. And every single comment was like, can we just not?
Yeah, why is he directing?
The movie's incredible. Just go watch the original.
What did he direct that Saw movie? Was it Spiral that he was in?
Did he direct that?
I thought he probably didn't, but just in my head, I feel like he may have.
He did. That movie's ass.
I don't know. I don't remember.
Whatever. Moving on to more exciting news. Severance Season 2 is finally in production. Everyone who has watched this show has been waiting and waiting and waiting for them to say they're going to make the second season, and they finally did. They posted a black and white photo of Adam Scott just hauling it down the hallway. And it was pretty cool because I got to meet the creator and watch the finale with him, which was pretty cool. But yeah, I love Severance. Did you watch it yet?
No, I still haven't watched it.
Severance was really good. I highly recommend everyone check it out. I believe it's on Apple TV.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've never watched a single thing on Apple TV yet.
It's good.
Never watched anything on there.
Yeah.
But I know I'm missing stuff because I know Ted Lasso's good. I've heard good things about, what was that So that Silo last year.
Oh yeah,
I've heard that's pretty cool.
yeah.
Severance, obviously. Yeah, there's some good stuff on Apple TV. I've just never even opened the app.
You should watch the TED Show on Peacock.
I've heard it's funny.
It's the best thing in that universe. Better than both movies.
Really?
It's so funny.
Okay.
And it's like built towards like me and you's type of humor.
Yeah.
Like it's not for everyone. It's literally just live action Family Guy.
Okay.
But it's perfect. Moving on from that, we got a trailer for Dave Patel's directorial debut, Monkey Man.
Dev Patel is fantastic.
What did I say, Dave?
You said Dave.
I'm sorry. I'm struggling. But yeah, this trailer looked absolutely insane. And it was a really cool reason why he's making this movie is because he's been trying for 5 years to be a lead in an action movie. No one would cast him, so he decided, well, if no one's going to cast him, I'm just going to make it myself.
Yeah.
And that's what he's doing, and it looks insane, and I'm super, super excited to watch it.
Yeah, he's been one of those guys the past couple of years who, like, he doesn't do a ton of stuff, and when he pops up in something, you're like, holy shit, this guy's great. So seeing him in an action movie is going to be pretty different, but in a good way. I think he can definitely pull it off, and we'll see how his directing goes. But produced by Jordan Peele, and the trailer looked fucking cool. The story looks really fun. I'm definitely in for this. Oh, the score, dude, this shit's hype. Yeah, it was very nice.
We just have this and the next story. So the first trailer for Zac Efron's newest film, Ricky Stenicki, was released. This film also stars John Cena and Andrew Santino.
Yeah.
Did you watch it?
I did watch it, yeah. It looks pretty funny.
I'm so excited to watch this.
Yeah, it looks like a good goofy comedy.
Yeah.
And we finally know what that meme of John Cena walking in the short skirt and the tights is. Do you not remember that?
No.
Oh, there were pictures going around of him walking in like a short skirt and like tights and high heels
walking
into his trailer. And everybody was like, what the fuck is he doing?
I now
finally know.
Yeah, but this movie looks really funny. William H. Macy is also in it.
Mm.
And this movie just looks absolutely insane. It looks like the exact kind of comedy movie I would enjoy.
Yeah.
And I think John Cena continues to prove that he's one of my favorite actors. He's always so funny in his roles. And I think he's just actually a good actor.
Yeah.
So,
and same thing, obviously, Zac Efron. We've talked about the Iron Claw enough on this show. But Andrew Santino as well. He's a super funny comedian, and he's great on Dave. So we know he can act. We know he can be funny. I think
it's be good.
I think it'd be fun.
And then the final bit of news I want to talk about, and this is Dune 2's marketing team has released their promo popcorn. Can't get through it without laughing. Dune 2's promo popcorn bucket, and the internet went on fire.
What about it is so funny, Tom?
Well, if you need to know, the worm is coming out of the bucket.
No, I've seen it. I don't think. Why is this funny?
Well, it looks like something that men would use on themselves. Or if you're every guy on Twitter saying how they would use it on themselves.
What are you talking about?
They would use it to like fist bump.
Eat popcorn. How do you even eat popcorn at that thing? Do you reach in and like the tentacles get stuck on your wrist?
Dude, I don't know. Like in the dark, am I gonna be like fighting it to get my popcorn out of it?
You're not pouring it.
I'm buying one.
It looks so. Dude, everybody's gonna be staring like.
I want you to be like behind me on video episodes. Yeah, I just want it sitting on like a shelf. Grogu coming out.
Not even sitting like that, like sitting at the camera,
like leaning out. If you guys don't know what me and Ryan, why we're laughing so much, please, while you're listening to us talk about, look it up. It is really funny. And Dune Lay pulled it like off the like release picture.
Yeah,
but it's still out there. It's still being released. And I think they've kind of leaned into it. Regal leaned into it with a really funny tweet about it. But yeah, I think it's really funny, and I'm definitely buying one.
I just don't know how, like, genuinely, how are you eating popcorn out of that?
Maybe it controls how much you pull out. Just knocks out of your hand.
No,
you're on a diet. Dune also had released a little snippet talking about Austin Butler and his character in Dune 2. And every single person said he's absolutely insane in it. Like his performance is incredible, and he was so scary to act with because he just turned into this like monster of an actor.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm super excited. Me and Ryan, thank God, are going to see it early in IMAX, which is really exciting.
It's going to be tight.
Tight. But yeah, I'm excited. And I'm going to be buying a Dune promo popcorn bucket.
Yeah. Have you seen that edit of Tuco fighting Thanos?
No.
Oh, dude, it's the best.
You just keep telling me about these memes. I've never seen this before.
Yeah. No, it's like it's like when Iron Man gets the stones and he's about to snap.
Yeah.
It's Tuco with like different colored meth rocks.
Really?
He's like, yeah, tight. It's so funny.
Now
Just like smashing them
moving on
up, snorting them. Oh, it's great.
from
It's great at
Ryan's meme moment.
it. Yeah.
And we're going to be talking about the film that the only reason we're actually recording this episode today, and that is the new film Argylle. And before we give our thoughts, I want to say what the audiences and critics are so far thinking about it. It is currently at a 6.1 out of 10 on IMDb and 83% on Google, and it has a 37% critic score on Rotten Tomatoes. The critic consensus is that Argylle gets some mileage out of its silly, energetic spin on the spy thriller, but ultimately wears out its welcome with a convoluted plot and an overlong runtime. Yeah, this film has its moments. I think Sam Rockwell and Bryce Dallas Howard had good chemistry. I enjoyed watching them together.
Mhm.
I definitely think Sam Rockwell carries the majority of this film on his back.
Yeah. That being said, though, Bryce Dallas Howard was still fun to watch in a lot of parts.
Yeah, like she wasn't bad. It was just
No, it's
Sam
just
Rockwell was great.
towards the end, the whole movie tails off. But Sam Rockwell's definitely the best part of this movie, at least for me.
Yeah,
He was just really fun to watch. Anytime, any action scene, it was really funny watching him. Like, he's that spy who's just goofy, too good at his job, and just, dicking around half the time. So it's very fun to watch. And Sam Rockwell does it perfectly. So definitely carried the movie for me, at least.
yeah. Without him, I think I would have a much lower score than what I believe I'm sitting at.
Yeah.
But just a quick synopsis on the film if you have not seen it yet. A reclusive author, Ellie Conway, writes best-selling espionage novels about a secret agent named Argylle, who's on a mission to unravel a global spy syndicate. However, when the plot of her books start to mirror the covert actions of a real-life spy organization, the lines between fiction and reality begin to blur. This film was directed, as I said, by Matthew Vaughn. Its screenplay was written by Jason Fuchs, and it was distributed by Universal Pictures, Apple TV, and it had a budget of $200 million. Wow.
That was $200 million?
Wow.
Where the fuck did that money go?
That CGI is not what Matthew Vaughn used it on. And I also, going into, I kind of knew what you're going to get from Matthew Vaughn.
Yeah.
And his movies never seem to have the best CGI, so I don't know what he ends up using his budgets on a lot of the time.
I don't know.
Maybe ammo, because there's a lot of gun shooting in his movies.
There is a lot, yeah.
Yeah, but it's never because even the Kingsman movies don't have the best CGI.
No, and there's no blood in this movie.
Yeah,
there's really none in the Kingsman movies that I can remember.
Dude, what the fuck did all this?
I don't know. That is surprising because there are some moments in this where you're like, "What the fuck?" There's just not
the car chase to start the movie. For me, was like,
oh no, that was horrible. Yeah, but then there was the one
just the cat.
I don't know. There was some explosion that was really really bad.
The oil.
Yeah, the oil was dumb.
That whole sequence. Jesus Christ, man.
Yeah, this movie, if you watch the trailer, you know exactly what you're getting in for. Like this, to give it credit, this movie is one of the best trailers for this movie. You know what I mean? Like watching this trailer, I knew what I was getting in for, and nothing caught me by surprise. Like in the way that I knew the tone of this movie going in. I knew, what was going on. There was nothing like misleading about this trailer. So I will give it credit for that. Like if you watch the trailer and if you know Matthew Vaughn, if you've seen Kingsman or Kick-Ass, whatever, you know exactly what you're getting in for this movie. And if that's your thing, you're probably going to like it because I love the Kingsman movies. I think they're really fun. The second one's obviously not great, but it's still fun. It's still a good time. So I enjoyed this movie. I enjoyed this movie for the first act and a half, I guess. And then as it goes on into that third act, it really, really tapers off. And it's just way, way too long.
I did not know it was 2 hours and 20 minutes.
Yeah, it shouldn't be. It should have been like an hour 50.
45, 50. Yeah. That's what most of these movies should sit at, like these kind of movies.
Yeah.
Just be careful to those who haven't seen the movie and maybe are trying to follow along what me and Ryan are talking about. Be careful going on there because there are spoilers. Literally, if you just like when you go online, like it says like the site, and then it tells you like a little description.
Yeah,
there's spoilers lay on the Wikipedia one.
What was the spoiler?
I'm not gonna say it.
She whispered it into the microphone.
So
now I'm curious.
But yeah, this movie definitely has its moments where you're really enjoying yourself. I think every single one of the actors did their best.
Oh yeah, no, that's the first line of the
Yep,
Wikipedia. Is the
it's a pretty big spoiler.
That's pretty funny.
But then I was checking to make sure like it wasn't just like, oh, is that like no knowledge? But I don't think it is because not on anything else.
Yeah, it's not really in the trailers or anything.
Yeah, like it's not.
I mean, I
I assumed
totally
it.
assumed it going in, but if you don't know, then
Yeah, I mean, why
yeah,
would you know? Why
yeah,
would you even think that?
yeah,
Like, especially if you don't know it's the same dude.
yeah.
But yeah, this movie just again, it was just way like there's times when a movie feels like the Batman, as much as that's one of my favorite superhero movies, there you could have cut 5 to 10 minutes out of the movie. You could have cut like an hour from this movie.
You could have cut like 20, 30 minutes max. An hour is pretty crazy.
That whole third act would felt so
But
unnecessary.
no, the third act, yeah, the third act is crazy. But I think we think it's longer than it actually was, just because it kept going.
Yeah, maybe an
And
hour.
we were so like, this isn't too much of a spoiler. When they get to France, I got sleepy and I never woke up for the rest of the movie. It's, you know what I mean? Like, the beginning is very fun, and that initial kind of like adventure they go on, like when they
Yeah, that's
first
all
start,
really fun.
really fun. It's a good time. But then, once the characters start to like settle in, like in any, buddy action movie, they kind of like settle into each other. When that happens in this movie, it takes a major dive.
Yeah, because this doesn't have that fun like argument to it anymore.
Yeah.
Like it needs that like banter, and it just doesn't have it as much.
Yeah. And like you said, they have good chemistry, Rockwell and
It just kind of
Dallas Howard,
loses
but
it
yeah,
for me.
just loses the sauce.
Yeah, and I just think the whole third act to me could have been trimmed down so much.
Yeah.
Or even just, I feel like you could have ended it right in wherever they go after France.
Yeah, the
With the
secret
keeper.
thing.
I
Yeah,
feel
yeah.
you could have done an ending from there.
Yeah.
It would have just been the same.
Yeah, I agree.
Probably would have been better because I wouldn't have had to sit through the whole rest of the movie. And I know this is Matthew Vaughn, and he's very much over the top as like his style of filmmaking,
Mhm.
and I'm not gonna bash on that. But this one felt like he does do it in Kick Ass, like that's just his thing. He does it in The Kingsman. It felt like he finally didn't have someone to tell him that he's going too far. Like sequences, like with the smoke,
Yeah.
that felt like too much.
See, I didn't mind the smoke.
See that bothered me.
It was the oil that was way too far.
Yeah,
Because it was just, and it's not that like, you see a lot of guys like Zack Snyder's a guy that like goes over the top, and we're like, you need a no man, or
Yeah.
Taika Waititi needs a no man because he like in his scenes he goes over the top. I think Matthew Vaughn just needs like a writing partner to just say like, this is a dumb scene, we can make something better out of
yeah,
this.
but he didn't even write it.
Oh yeah, he didn't. Yeah, that's a good
That's what I'm
point.
saying. Like I feel like it wasn't the smoke itself, because that there is normal smoke that people use in combat that is different colors. It was like that they were using dance as their fighting technique.
Yeah, that scene didn't do it for me. And the trailer, that is the one thing in the trailer that was like completely different. To get into a little bit of spoiler, in the trailer, that scene is like that Elvis music. And
Yeah,
it's really fun.
it's so cool in the
But
trailer.
this one in the movie, it's like a slow dance, and
Yeah.
it just completely cuts the pace. It's like, oh my
If they
god,
had the Elvis, I would have been hype.
yeah, it could have been a fun action scene, but they make it into like a slow romantic
Yeah.
thing, and it just does
And
not
like the
work.
close-ups felt weird to me when they're
Yeah.
like really close on
Yeah,
the
it's very uncomfortable.
close-ups.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then the whole scene with the oil was. It just
That
felt like
was
it
really
eventually. It was over the top from the start. Like that's just how the movie's gonna be,
Yeah.
and we all knew that going in. But then it felt like we went to even a level that was too far for that.
Yeah.
Which
Yeah.
I'm still gonna. I didn't hate this movie, and I'm still gonna watch whatever this man directs next. I just like Matthew Vaughn,
Mhm.
but I just think the next one maybe go back to more like the first Kingsman, first Jackass level of
Yeah.
things. It seems like Jackass 2 goes a little like this. Kingsman 2 gets a little more
Mhm.
over the top.
Yeah.
So I feel like when he goes a little, like, still makes like it's definitely like a dramatized world. Like everything's a little weird,
Mhm.
but I feel like sometimes he just goes a little too far. But I still think
Definitely.
I still like his filmmaking. I still like his movies.
Yeah.
And I just think this might have been one of his weaker ones so far.
Yeah, I agree. I think he's still one of the better action directors. Just the way he does his action is really, really smart. The way he's famous for like cutting out frames, individual frames, so the punches like snap quicker. It's very, very cool when you look into it. But he just didn't really bring it fully in this movie. In this one, I think the main fight scene, especially in the trailer, is like the train one in the beginning. That's it. I don't know.
I didn't like that
It-
sequence. I didn't like the character swap thingy.
no, that was really bad.
That was
I
annoying
really
to me
didn't like
too.
that. Yeah.
And
It,
I get that he liked her like blinking and stuff
mhm,
and her eyes closing. I feel like he did too much. Where like you
definitely.
see her lashes close,
Yeah.
and because they do it throughout the movie, it's
Yeah.
not
Going to
just in
like
that
yeah,
sequence.
going to first person.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
I had stuff like, as I just said, hardcore Henry. I have a weird thing with like first person stuff. I think it looks weird.
Hmm.
The only movie that I think I actually like is Halloween, when you just see the quick like stab, because I think it shows you from Michael's point of view. But I feel like his fight scenes in Kingsman were so cool. Like you can feel every punch in those movies. I feel like this
Hmm.
one I didn't feel it. Like the
Yeah.
punches didn't feel like they were hitting. The
Yeah.
gunshots didn't feel like they were hitting them. Like
Hmm.
it just felt softer.
Yeah. I agree. I definitely agree. Um. Yeah. So what do you score this movie?
I'm probably closer to IMDb because I don't want to. I still enjoyed the movie, and if someone like if Sean or Ian wanted to go, I would go see it with them.
Yeah.
So I think it's like a 62.
I was gonna say like 60, 61.
Yeah, I'm actually gonna make the new films we watched. I'm gonna make the 2020.
Oh, let's go, dude.
I'm gonna make it on Google Docs this time so we can
Hell
share
yeah.
it, so I don't have to like screenshot to you later in
Let's
the
do
year.
it. Yeah, no, this movie was just kind of, I honestly got what I expected, but that in and of itself was kind of disappointing because I was hoping that Matthew Vaughn would kind of surprise me more with this one, but just didn't. And it was, fairly disappointing, but still a good time. And if you're into this, like I think my dad's gonna watch this movie and have a lot of fun.
I mean, yeah, like I think your dad. I think my
Yeah,
dad would really like it.
yeah. This is a good like relaxing action movie. You know what I mean?
Is this the only movie we've seen so far this year?
That's a good question. I don't know. Maybe that's come out this year. Yeah, at least together.
What was the Beekeeper 2024?
I think it was, but I didn't see that one. That's on you. You went without me because you're a bastard.
I asked you to see it.
No, you didn't.
Yes, you did. You said no.
You did not ask me.
What are you talking
Just to be
about?
clear, I would have said no because I didn't want
You
to see
did
that
say
movie.
no. I asked you on the podcast.
Nah.
You said I'm not seeing it. Oh, this is actually I saw Night Swim as well.
Oh, how was that movie?
I knew exactly what I was getting with a horror movie about a swimming pool.
Yeah.
It's getting. I think the hate that it's getting is too much.
Hmm.
Wyatt Russell is having the time of his life filming this movie.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like, the trailer, like quotes were like, "Oh, this is actually good," and then everything. The trailer itself looked really dumb. But you get Wyatt Russell and what's her name? God, I forget her name. She the wife in
The
the
wife,
movie.
yeah.
Yeah, I mean, she was up for an Oscar last year. It's like how the hell do you get that cast for a movie about a haunted swimming pool? So it made no sense to me. But
It's because it was a ton of fun to film. Like there's like a scene where he's like spoiler for everyone. So if you're gonna go see Night Sweat,
yeah,
I skipped 15 seconds ahead. Yeah, he's possessed if you couldn't tell,
mhm.
and he's like finding his kid, and he bitch slaps his daughter, and she goes flying, and then she like scurries away, and he's like Marco. Me and the rest of the theater out loud laughed. And you could tell that that was not part of the script. Like it was something he thought for a second. I was like, Marco.
Yeah,
And I
that's
was
pretty
like, that
good.
was pretty funny.
Yeah,
But it's exactly what I thought I was going to get out of it.
fair enough.
Yeah. So the Beekeeper, Night Swim. I gave
All right.
Night Swim 55.
Yeah. All right. Now to get into spoilers
Oh, yeah.
with Argylle.
If you've seen it.
Yeah,
You do this
I mean,
also.
I don't think we're going to talk about it too much more. We've kind of said what we wanted to say, and there's not really too much to spoil. But to get into it, we've been, click off now if you want to see it. You got 5 seconds.
What'd you give this movie? I'm sorry.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
What'd you give this movie?
61.
61?
Yeah,
So you
go
gave
with
it
that.
one lower than me?
Yeah,
Night Swim, Beekeeper.
perfect. This is set in the Kingsman universe, as
Mhm.
we've said both multiple times. We like the Kingsman a lot, which we do. Matthew Vaughn's last series that he tried to do. It's very, very fun. Um, I went into this. I told you in the car on the way there. I'm like, I think because the trailer was, who's the real Argyle. I was like, I think it's going to be Eggsy from The Kingsman.
That was like I thought wish it was going to be Channing Tatum because that would have made sense. It's the U.S.
Yeah, one of the American ones. I thought it was going to be somebody from The Kingsman, which would have been kind of stupid,
But it would have been
but it
cool.
would have been kind of cool if you want to set it in the Kingsman universe. But they do it in a post-credit scene. You find out that Henry Cavill, who's been playing Argylle, who's a fake character, is a real dude with an American accent. But then there's a post-credit scene where
Did you think that was him?
I assumed it was him because he has the same haircut, but he's
Oh.
also has a British
And
accent.
he does say, "Do you have questions for me?" Which I guess would make sense.
Yeah, so he must be connected in some way to the Kingsmen, or I forget what the Americans were called, but yeah, it was kind of weird. It felt a little bit forced, but at the same time, if Matthew Vaughn's doing both of them, I don't really blame him. He can have fun and just put it in there, and it's really just another spy agency to throw in the mix so they can work together or something. And if we get more of Sam Rockwell and Bryce Dallas Howard doing spy shit
I'm down.
with the Kingsmen and with the Statesmen is what they're called.
Is that
I'm
what they're
down.
called, the Statesman?
Yeah, I'm down. That'd be fun. They're really, really fun movies. So yeah, that's fine by me. Now the big spoiler, who Argylle is, it's just Bryce Dallas Howard, but it's Rachel Kyle. It's fucking stupid. They announce it where like I'm not going to spend the whole episode explaining this. When they did the reveal, I really just laughed because they explain it with her name is Rachel Kyle. Or Kyle is Argylle, and I couldn't help but laugh at that. It was pretty funny. I think the reveals in this were like she, shoots him in the heart, but she does it with a 2-inch passway that's not going to hit him in the heart. It's like like it feels like that old school cheesy spy, like everything works out because they have some hidden plan that doesn't really make sense, but it's going to catch the audience by surprise. They just do it way too much in this movie,
There's
and
so many.
that's why the ending drags so much. It's because there's like 10 twists at the end, and you're like, okay, we're good. We can move on now. It's fine. It doesn't matter. Um, and then there's the oil scene we've been talking about, which is
Might be one of the worst scenes in a movie.
yeah. I'll let you take that because you hated it a lot.
Yeah. So everyone, if you guys have been longtime listeners, you guys know my deep, 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 deep hatred for Batman and Robin, the early Joel Schumacher superhero film starring George Clooney and Chris O'Donnell. And
It's a banger, by
if
the
you've
way.
watched this movie, in the opening act, there is a sequence in a museum where Mr. Freeze makes the whole place ice,
Mhm.
and his goons are in hockey gear, and they're skating around trying to keep a diamond away from Batman and Robin.
It's after the dinosaur roars that
It's after the dinosaur wars. That's a plastic dinosaur. And he says what killed the dinosaurs, the Ice Age.
The Ice Age.
They fall down like, oh my God, Batman, it's a hockey team from hell. And then they get knocked over and they clink their shoes together twice like they're goddamn Dorothy, and skates pop up and they battle out the hockey team from hell. So in Argylle, the whole storyline of what made her be a writer is that she was in a skating accident. And the whole time, so then finally all this oil spilled, they can't shoot anymore, they're getting surrounded eventually. And she turns to him and she's like, it's skating. Could I actually skate, or was that a lie too? And he's like, no. He's like, you're an amazing skater.
Mhm.
And she's like, okay. And she puts these knives down and she stomps on them. But they aren't flat, like how it makes sense because then we get stuck. She puts the blade up where she stomped.
Oh,
It would have cut her shoe and probably not stuck in the way that they do. She then proceeds to fight off all these dudes by ice skating on oil.
can you do that? Like
I don't think so.
physics wise, I don't think that's
First
how
of all,
that
with the
works.
knives with like the ridges catching to the ground.
Maybe she put the ridges into her boots, so it's the other
There's
side.
ridges on both sides. It was a
Were
throwing
they?
knife.
I don't know, man.
Man, and the CGI was so bad. And then they can't shoot, but then she starts doing like that. You know that thing with
Yeah, that was the part.
ice skaters spin really fast.
Yeah,
They did like the thing. But she has the gun on her shoulder and shooting
yeah.
the entire time. But
Yeah,
only after Bryan Cranston gives them an order that she can't hear to shoot. So the whole scene was stupid. It's like it's up there with like Bully Maguire for me. Like it's that bad.
Yeah, that scene was probably the worst in the whole movie because it just doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
It just doesn't make sense. Like the whole thing, she had her brainwashed and she had fake memories implanted, but the one fake memory that was like important to her happens to be real. So yippee!
It happens to be the most important one.
Yeah, I don't know. It's really weird.
I've seen 4 movies this year, actually. I saw ISS.
You did see ISS.
I did see ISS.
That's fascinating.
So I've seen 2 Ariana DeBois movies this year already.
Nice.
She was in this as well.
Dubois.
DeBois. DeBois? DeBois? DeBois.
I don't know. No, I guess.
Nah, she an asshole,
DeBose,
though.
I think it is.
She did not think it was funny when Bella Ramsey made fun of her at the
When
awards.
did Bella Ramsey make fun of her?
Bella Ramsey was doing an award ceremony, and she's like, hey, actors, you don't all have to attempt to sing because you're not all singers. And she like listed off a couple people.
Oh, she was in.
And she was one of the people. But Ariana DeBois does sing.
She was West Side Story, right?
Yeah.
Was she the one that won?
She won.
Yeah, that's right.
And she was like, not funny at all. And she was like looking at Bella Ramsey like she did something wrong. And everyone was like, it's a joke at an award show.
Yeah.
Like,
Leave her alone, dude.
calm down. Bella Ramsey's that dude. She'll whoop your ass. I'm so excited for Last of Us Season 2. Just rewatched it.
I think it's gonna be good.
I think it's gonna be
We should pregame.
fantastic.
Yeah, we should pregame.
Some wine, so I just ball
Nah,
my
a
eyes
little
out.
golf trip.
Golf trip with some whiskey. If you played the game, you would get it.
Yeah. I'll be 21. I'll be 21. It's a month and a half. It's gonna be a big day.
Oh my god, you do turn 21 in a month and a half.
Yeah.
That's crazy. I turned
big-
23 in a month and a half. What was I gonna say? Oh, this whole movie, it's not the first act. The first act's actually really, really enjoyable. Like, probably would have been my favorite movie of the year so far. If
Really?
it stayed
Well,
at that level.
Because
That's
you
not
saw
saying
Night
very
Swim,
much.
ISS, and The Beekeeper.
Beekeepers are 71. You leave that movie alone. Josh Hutcherson is having a renaissance, and I am all for it right now. That dude had 2 #1 movies at the box office in the last 6 months.
2.
Mm-hmm.
Five Nights at Freddy's. What else?
The Beekeeper.
Oh, that was #1.
For 2
Forgot.
weeks, and then it lost it, and then took it back.
Because it's January.
And guess what?
Nothing
The
comes out in
Beekeeper.
January.
Whatever.
All right, go for it. What else do you have?
This movie would have been better if Josh Hutcherson was in it.
Okay.
Now, I got an actual point now.
Go for it.
So, as we said, this movie is attached to the Kingsman universe. It's a shared universe, and his next movie is Kingsman 3. So maybe this does associate to this in some way. Because I mean, it would be weird if this post-credit scene had to do with the Kingsman. Then we get a whole Kingsman movie, and that has nothing to do with this. And all of a sudden, we're just supposed to remember from just a minute scene.
Yeah.
So I think they'll hopefully one of these two, either Sam Rockwell or Bryce Dallas Howard, will show up maybe in a post-credit scene just to associate the universe. But me and Ryan talked about it. Is that in the first Kingsman, Samuel L. Jackson's the main villain.
Yeah.
And his sidekick, what's her name? Sam Buttel.
Sophia Boutella.
Sophia Buttel. She's the girl with the knife legs.
Yeah, she's in Rebel Moon also, which was the best movie last year.
Is that her?
Yeah.
The lead?
Yeah.
Man, she is bad in that movie. It's not her fault. It's one of the worst scripts I think I've ever seen. Like, you just tell by how because she's really good in. I like her in this, and I like her in.
She's a really good actress.
Yeah, she is. It's not her fault that Rebel Moon's bad. But yeah, they're both in the first Kingsman as the bad like the villains.
Yeah.
So I'm just a little confused at how they're gonna.
They both die. Obama dies in the first Kingsman.
What?
Remember that? You don't remember the finale when all the heads explode?
Yeah.
You see the what's the war room? You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
And you don't see his face, but you see the head seat is a black guy, and you see his head explode.
Nuh-uh.
Yeah.
Matthew Vaughn killed Obama.
Killed Obama.
Who kills Obama? I want to play basketball with Obama.
He'd probably fuck you up.
He probably would ball.
Apparently, he's a baller.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Remember that picture of him going for the layup?
Yeah.
And it was like, if you block the shot, raise your taxes. He's just in a clear lane to the hoop.
Yeah.
God, I love
balls.
Obama. Obama out, and he dropped them like.
Yeah.
That was all. I love Barack Obama. I just want to meet him. Dude, every year he puts out, it's like Obama's top 10.
Yeah.
I'm always like, I love you, Obama, but no one gives a shit.
Nobody fucking cares, man. All due respect.
No, I don't care. I want to see Bill Clinton put out what his top 10 are.
Oh, God.
You know it's some horrible movies that you should not be watching. But yeah, it's from favorite movies probably May, December.
Probably. Yeah, probably.
But yeah, Argylle. I like Henry Cavill. I love just seeing him have fun with roles.
Yeah, I wish John Cena was in it more.
Yeah.
John Cena didn't really do much.
Maybe it'll be more in the next one.
Well, he doesn't exist.
I know. Maybe we'll talk about the next book.
Well, there's no more books.
There might be.
She
Well, the end of the
finished
movie,
last
Lee
one.
says Argylle book 1 movie. So maybe book 2 has more of him because she's maybe bringing back the characters for another book.
Well, I guess if Henry Cavill's a real person, there must be a real John
Yeah.
Cena. Theoretically.
It is funny that Henry Cavill's American.
I think he's putting on an accent because the accent is horrible.
It's like
And
a
I think
southern redneck.
Yeah, but I think it's horrible.
No offense.
Whoa there. Whoa there, honkies.
Okay. He's got dip in. I mean, I ain't wrong. He's got a haircut. I ain't wrong.
Yeah. No, because I think it is him, the British guy in the finale, in the post credit scene, because he says his name is whatever the fuck Argylle. It has to be him. He's got the same haircut. It's just different
We're gonna be
length.
so wrong.
I don't know.
I would love for it to be Henry Cavill.
It's a stupid post credit scene.
It is stupid. Unless it has something to do with the next movie somehow, the next Kingsman. Because
I don't know.
If Henry Cavill shows up in that, I'll be so down.
Yeah.
Him and
know.
Taron Egerton, that'd be pretty badass fight scenes.
That'd be pretty cool. I guess.
Stop squeaking the chair.
I'm not trying to. I'm trying to get comfy.
But yeah, I don't really have anything else to say about this movie. I gave my main thoughts all came in the spoiler-free portion of this episode. I just think the movie never really fully got to its potential. I thought it could have been a lot better than what we ended up getting.
Yeah.
The first act showed what it should have been.
Yeah, I will say though, the Bryce Dallas Howard does have to run away, and she does take her heels off, which I thought was funny.
Yeah.
Because she was like, "Yeah, I'm not doing this shit again. I'm not running in these heels again."
It makes sense though. Like I wish more people would do that because it would make no sense to run in heels if
Yeah.
you need to run somewhere.
No, it's like impossible.
Oh, there's a sequence in the trailer. For those who don't know, if you have seen the trailer, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. They're hiding under the floorboards, and the cat meows, and he comes out of the ground shooting.
Mm-hmm.
The sequence leading up to that, they are breaching the room.
Yeah, this is where you get your army boy.
Yo, when I'm telling you, it was some of the best clearing I've ever seen in a movie, like war movies included. It was exactly what you're taught.
Yeah.
Because a lot of the time the guy will bust through the door and run through with the thing in his hands.
Mm-hmm.
Does not make any sense. You hit it and you lean back against the wall and everyone else comes in. And you sling it and then you move in.
Yep.
And when you come through, one guy will hook right because you want to be the long haul. And then someone has to button hook the door. And you never see them actually do the block because you come through and then turn really quick. You never actually see someone button hook a door.
Mm-hmm.
The guy button hooked not one door, but both doors he cleared. And I late gave him a little small clap in my chair because it was badass. So a lot of credit to whoever their stunt coordinator was because he knew exactly what he was doing and did it perfectly. All the gun work in this was very good.
Yeah.
Nothing over the top. I know people are always like, why are you blocking like this? Like when people are getting shot at?
Yeah.
Be a lot better to get shot in the goddamn arm than the face. And I know people have their problems with it, but I mean, it makes sense. And natural, people are going to go like this.
Yeah.
So,
And also, people have been watching John Wick for long enough. They're going to start going like this. You know what I mean?
yeah,
just
that's.
Did you see somebody made that bulletproof?
Yeah.
Dude, shit's so fucking badass.
Did you shit on it when we reviewed the movie?
No, I said
You
it's getting.
did.
No, I said it's cool, but it's just getting a little bit too much.
But
That, like
now
bullets
it's real.
don't do damage anymore.
Now it's real.
It is real now, but it's gonna fucking hurt. Yeah.
No, him getting shot in that little 2-inch gap was so stupid. That did annoy me a little bit.
Yeah, but no, my thing was like he takes the hits and takes like no damage.
Yeah,
I feel
while
like
the other guys in armored gear.
in the second movie when he first gets it, he like gets shot and he's like, yeah. By the fourth movie, he just tanks the bullets. I'm like, you're gonna have a few broken ribs from that. You know, that was my.
I just remember you being like, no.
Yeah.
And I was like, nah, that shit badass.
Oh, I love it's badass, but I'm just saying.
But yeah, a lot of credit to their stunt coordinator though. I was so surprised with how good it was.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, gotta give credit where credit's due. But yeah, hopefully that the Kingsman 3 is better than this and better than Kingsman 2. Hopefully it gets back close to Kingsman 1's quality, which I think is one of the best spy movies. It's probably my top 5 spy movies of all time.
It's just a fun movie. Yeah.
This is fun too. It's just this is very much what people would consider a popcorn slushy flick.
Yeah, very much so.
Like it's very much like you can turn your brain off of this.
This would be a good date movie, I feel like.
No, it's too long for a date movie.
It is too
Date
long.
movies
for a
need to
date
be like
movie.
an hour 30, hour 45.
Yeah, but they don't make those movies anymore.
Unless me. because I took a girl on a date to see Spider-Man No Way Home.
Oh, you're a moron.
Because I wanted. Well, no, she asked. We watched all the Spider-Man movies because she wanted to see it. So we sat down for 2 different dates and watched the other ones, and we went and saw it. And she clapped and cheered when they showed up because she still had no idea that they were in it.
Really?
Yeah, just wanted to know it. And she got
fucking stupid or something.
She got so excited.
Okay, good. I was like, I'm just joking around.
No, I don't care. She had bitch.
Whoa.
She was an asshole to me.
Okay. Oh. Gotcha.
Yeah. Moving on from that, we're going to jump. Unless you have anything else to add to Argylle.
No, I think we've said our pieces. Yeah.
Well, moving on from that, recommendation of the week. But before I say my actual recommendation, I told Ryan I have to unrecommend something.
You do. Because your recommendation caught me by surprise last week.
Yeah.
I was like,
I recommended True Detectives Night Country. First episode was pretty good. Jodie Foster, the 2 leads, Jodie Foster and, oh my God, what's her name? Tara Reid, I think. Tara Reid. Can you look it up for me? I just want to make sure I'm saying the right name. I think it's Tara Reid. Tara Reid.
Give me a second.
True I'm definitely so wrong. I feel so embarrassed.
True Detective Season 4. Nope, that's...
Come on.
It's not showing me. When I hit cast, it's just the whole season cast, the whole show. Keep talking while I look it up. Don't worry about it.
But yeah, it's not the cast's fault that the show's not good so far. It is very much the writing and the direction of the show. Kali Reese. Oh my God, I'm so sorry. I got that name so wrong. You were the best part of the show. You are a bad motherfucker in that show. She's also a former champion in boxing.
Oh yeah, no, yep.
5-time champion, I believe. I think she's a 5-time champ. But her and Jodie Foster are not bad in the show. The show is leaning too far into the supernatural, and it's losing itself in this storyline, which is not the main storyline.
Okay.
And it's trying to be the same tone of season 1, but it doesn't have the side characters to stay that dark.
Wait, they're making another Wind River?
Yeah, it's a trilogy. They're not. It's Hell or High Water.
No. I know that, but they're making.
Oh, they're making a direct sequel.
Yeah, with her in it. Wind River, the next chapter.
Kelly Reese.
Yeah.
Is Jeremy Renner gonna be?
I don't think so.
He's in the first one.
Sometime later this year or early 2024. Well, it didn't come out in 2023.
Yes, maybe it got.
It probably got cut.
Well, it wouldn't make sense to make a sequel without.
Oh, initial DVD. Wait, what the fuck did I stumble upon?
What do you want to?
I don't know. It's got Connor from Succession too.
Yeah. Yeah, I unrecommend that. I'm sorry if you're a fan of season 1 True Detectives like I am and Ryan is. Do not watch the new season. I think it's really struggling, and it's really wasting 2 actresses. I think could have had the same quality as season 1 if they had the same writers. And I think the side characters also of season 1 make that show just as good as what it is. So yeah, do not watch it. What I am going to recommend is a movie I just watched for the very first time the other day, and it ended up being one of probably in my top 50 movies of all time.
Hey, look at that.
And that is Scott Pilgrim vs. the Earth. I know. I've never watched it. I've been trying.
What did you say?
Scott Pilgrim vs. the World.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I said.
Yeah, totally.
No. It's an amazing movie. It's Edgar Wright at his best. Michael Cera's great. Mary Elizabeth Winstead is one of my favorite characters of all time.
Was that?
I absolutely love her. First off, she's got the prettiest eyes in the world, and she's just amazing in that role. Like, I just love that role.
Ramona Flowers.
Yeah. However, Ryan even saw me because Ryan watched it with me. I almost went from this movie like a 93 to 95 range to this movie being like a 50 because I didn't see where something was going. And I was about to get so angry, and thank God it ends the way I wanted it to. And hopefully we maybe get a sequel one day because I would love more of these 2.
Yeah, that shit's never going to happen.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
Watch the anime. I think I'm pretty sure they're both back to voice act.
They are.
Yeah.
But it's just the same story. Just an extended version of it.
Yeah.
I want more after.
Okay.
But yeah, Scott Pilgrim vs. the World. That's my recommendation.
Fair enough.
What about you?
My recommendation, this one just missed my top 5 gangster movies list that we did with Malcolm Goodwin. It is Leon the Professional. Because I asked you if it really counts, and you said, no, it doesn't count.
I do not sound like that.
You sound exactly like that.
No, I do not sound like that.
You sound exactly.
I'm pretty sure we just harmonized when we both just made that
I think
noise.
so. We both said the same thing again. Yeah, Leon the Professional. It's a very good movie.
Oh, really?
Young Natalie Portman, surprisingly, probably honestly best child actor performance maybe ever. I can't think of one better.
Steinfeld,
She's got to
True
be up
Grit.
there. That's true. She is great.
But it's one of those two.
Yeah, and then I always forget his name. French dude, the guy who plays Leon.
Of course, Gary Oldman. So frightening.
Gary
in that
Oldman
movie.
is fantastic. It's just a really, really great movie.
I watched that movie really.
It's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun to watch. So recommend that, Leon the Professional.
Didn't you watch that while you were sick last year?
No, I watched it over the summer.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
What did you watch when you were? Oh, you watched The Rover. You watched Prisoners, and something else.
The Rover, Prisoners.
I don't care what anyone says. I still love that movie.
The Rover.
Yeah, I think it's so pretty.
It's just it's a movie. If you want to watch a movie that doesn't really have a story, watch The Rover.
And if you want to see Robert Pattinson just nail us,
well, just to be clear, if you want to watch a miserable movie that has no story,
it's
watch
not
The
a
Rover.
miserable movie. What do you mean miserable?
It's fucking depressing.
Oh no, it's sad.
Yeah, nothing good happens.
Miserable makes it sound like it's a bad movie. It's not a bad.
No,
movie.
miserable is like, oh,
it's got a sad ending though.
Fuck. Yeah.
Robert Pattinson's great in it. I love him in that.
No, he's probably the best. I mean, Guy Ritchie. Guy Pearce. Yeah, Guy Pearce is great too.
Yeah, that movie's more. It's if you're watching it for directing and all, it's probably not what you should watch. But if you're watching it for performances, I love both performances, and it's again, I like that not dramatized violence, very much just quick.
And it's an interesting like kind of world.
Yeah,
they never really flesh it out, but the more you kind of like the little hints you get, you're like, oh, what happened here?
Yeah.
You know. Yeah.
Oh, the military beast scene's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. Robert Pattinson coming doing his thing. But yeah. What got us to that?
You asked what movies I watched.
Because I thought that's when you watched Leon the Professional.
Nah.
You watched it over the summer.
Yeah.
Did you watch Down the Shore? It is such a good movie. I have to rewatch that. I watched that when I was like 12. I probably haven't seen it since then.
Yeah, that's aggressive, but hey, fair enough.
Hey, I learned my parents' code on the TV. I was trying to just see naked girls as a 12-year-old.
Okay. Cool.
Dude, it was like any R-rated movie I would just put on.
Yeah, I'm sure.
And I watched some really weird movies.
I'm sure you did.
Love, Sex, and Obsession, I think it was called. To this day, it has one of the most disturbing scenes and it is ingrained in my head. I won't say it on the podcast. I'll tell you after we stop recording. But I mean, it's ingrained in my head.
Awesome. Thank you.
Yeah. But besides that, thank you guys for tuning into this week's episode. Tomorrow I leave to go box College Burnout for his YouTube channel. That video will debut on March 17th. But I will tell you guys a little bit about it when I come back. I will make a post about it on Instagram. Ryan thinks I'm going to get knocked out. Let me know what you guys think is going to happen to me.
I think you're getting your shit rocked.
I probably am.
I don't see anything else happening.
Yeah, thank you guys for tuning in. Make sure to continue liking and sharing the episode. If you're trying to steal our show, go fuck yourself.
Fuck off, California guy.
Yeah, fuck you. But everyone else who's continued to love our show, thank you so much. It means a lot to me and Ryan. And check out next week when we're going to be reviewing.
Don't give them hope.
No,
we don't know. We don't know
next
either.
week. Hold on. I'm going to tell you guys exactly what No, it's not.
I know.
What is it? Do you have the Regal? Oh, you don't have the Regal app.
No.
Fuck. Never mind. Well, I don't remember what we're going to review because my phone's dead. Thank you guys so much for tuning in this episode. Of course, Ryan gets to end the episode like he does every week. Ryan, what do you want to say to our listeners?
Thanks. See you later.